Hello, everyone. Hope everyone had a great day. Let's see where we are today. We've got the bus. We've got a stubborn donkey. The donkey is about being stubborn. Who's driving the bus, folks? Somebody needs to get educated. Someone's being forced to get educated on something, or they're being driven to be educated on something. Something they just don't understand. They thought they knew all about it. Maybe now they're going to go do some research so they don't look like a jackass. It's kind of important, right? Someone could be, whoopsie, traveling to great length to do this. Learning a lesson. We had the plane card there. Flying over an ocean or a body of water. Someone has learned the lesson. I really hope I did not. Oh, I guess we're okay there. Blow the whistle. Poo, poo, poo. Hop, skip, and a jump. They learned that lesson real quick. Maybe they're realizing that it's not a child's game, or they shouldn't be playing childish games with whatever it is that they're dealing with or trying to learn about. Someone's being forced to be quiet with a spot reserved just for them, or they're trying to be guided in a certain direction or being kept out. They're trying to be forcing someone to be quiet, or they're going to get kicked out of something, or they're going to be kept out of something. You can't play with us anymore. With the hop, skip, and a jump, right? We have the feather here. Spiritual calling. Keeping your heart as light as a feather. But then we have the materialistic here. Someone, all they see is dollar signs. They're quite materialistic. More so than spiritual. So let's see what the whole setup here is. I thought I was going to do some coloring on the cards, but I have to be up super early. So I have to go to bed early, and I still have other stuff to do. So back of the deck, we've got mindless actions, mindless thought processes. Someone's not thinking things through. They're just got the zombie mentality. Maybe they're just aimlessly walking through a situation. Oh, look, the moon is out. An old habit returning. That's our overall energy with the moon card. The moon card is illumination, right? So quite possibly it's going to be illuminated that someone is just mindlessly walking through things, or maybe they just have an old habit that keeps coming back, and someone's finally illuminating the fact that maybe there's a habit that needs to be worked on. We've got sacral chakra energy, or someone could be experimenting that way. Maybe this creative energy. Peacock, someone's a little bit cocky, strutting their stuff, quite proud of themselves. The number 6, an imperfect person, is the reminder of. Could be family, trying again, beauty, harmony, high ideals, protection, creations, completion, The Star of David. Someone could have thought that someone was going to be super just attached to some individual based on their sexual energy, and just like they thought they were just all that. We've got the trumpet coming out with the trumpet vines. The trumpet vines are a plant that has a substance in it that causes people not to be able to make their own decisions very well. It clouds their decision making. It's like their free will is kind of taken away. It kind of they're kind of at the will of the person who administered the substance, possibly. I learned that because of all of the information and all of the articles that have been coming out about a certain island. And they said that that individual had a lot of these plants on their island. Now, whether they knew that those substances did that is another question, because I don't know. I wasn't there. Okay, front of the deck, we've got 2 cards coming out. We have, there's a crossroads here and a shack, poverty. It says go. The shack is living, as I said, in poverty. The lights are out. Things are scarce. And then we've got people, someone who's not getting credit where credit is due. And maybe that's why this person is living in poverty at this point, because they're not given the respect that they deserve. Perhaps they had resources and these resources are being used for other means, and that's what's making them or putting them in a place of poverty. That's whack. Maybe someone has an old addiction or an old problem or an old habit that is coming back, and that's what's creating this poverty. Spectacles, now that's all being looked at. Mirror, someone's reflecting on those things. Maybe someone's taking, you sit there and you kind of think of things that were said or the things that were done in the past, and you're like, maybe I took that in a different way than I should have taken it, or maybe I said something in a different way that I should have said it. For example, I had this example of, playing chess or checkers, and it's like, if your opponent or if somebody is playing, let me back it up. I always thought that that saying was a little bit backwards, because ideally, if someone is playing some kind of game, let's just say, they always say, I'm playing chess when they're playing checkers. Well, I think it's wiser to play checkers versus playing chess, because with chess, you have to strategize, right? And in chess, you're strategizing based on what you think your opponent is going to do, or you're planning all of your next steps according to what you think the plan is going to be. But you really don't know how your opponent is going to move during those strategies. But if you're playing checkers, you're kind of just sitting there in the moment of, and you're basing your decision of what direction you're going to go to based on what's reality and what's really happening. So isn't it smarter to actually play chess if someone's playing sorry. Isn't it really smarter to play checkers when someone else is playing chess? Just a question. But anywho, back to the cards. Someone could be trying to reflect on the way things went, taking a closer look at that. Maybe someone needs glasses. Maybe someone is blind to whatever these old habits are. Maybe someone was blind to where these resources were going to. I mean, if I'm going to say it again about my own story, remember, this is a diary. The company that I worked for, there was 2 years in a row that they were $250,000 in deficit as far as money just disappearing. And I'm like, well, when I heard the number, I'm like, how is that possible? And they're like, oh, we have shoplifters and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, there's no way that we've had enough shoplifters in the year that's going to cause that much loss. You know what I mean? So I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking, of course, the people who do the books, certainly they're going to look into it, right? Wouldn't you think? Wouldn't the accounting department look into things like that if there's such a loss? Or do they just go based on whatever the management is telling them? It perplexes me, because even when they said we would have a high turnover in our employees or our associates, we had really good employees and associates, I have to say, that left. They were just done putting up with the toxic environment and whatnot. They used to always just say, oh, well, you know, people in this area don't really need jobs, so that way they just keep quitting. And I used to always say, you guys need to do exit interviews. At corporate offices, you need to do an exit interview. You have to. Because I cannot tell you how many times I trained and retrained and retrained and retrained so many people because of how management was treating them. So, anywho, I'm rubber, you're glue. What you say bounces off of me and sticks to you. Maybe someone was reflecting on all the things that were said and done, and they're like, wow, that, you know, that person really had that mentality of like, it didn't matter what you said or did, because it just doesn't faze this person. They could care less. We have oranges coming out with the first pancake. Oranges. It could be, I know that there's a city called Orange County, right? And then there's also a county named Orange County. We've got the first pancake when it's like you try and then it just doesn't really work out, so you try again. You could be feeding a whole bunch of people. This could have something to do with a whole bunch of people. Maybe it has to do with the vitality. Maybe there's a situation that was going on in somebody's environment, and whatever that situation was had stopped for a while, but now maybe it's being picked back up again. So whoever the culprits are of doing the deed, they stopped for a while, but now they're going back to the same things that they used to do, and they're hoping that maybe they could pull off another story. They could revitalize. I'm saying that word wrong. They can bring it back. Squeeze more juice out of the situation. Maybe they're going to try it again, expand on whatever the storyline was. We've got a new day. Got the sun shining in the back. It's always nice to have some orange juice on a new day, right? We've got the mermaid. The mermaid grows to their environment. The mermaid also watches out for what's around them. The mermaid has the entire sea. She can swim wherever she wants. Every new day, she can decide where it is that she wants to go. And she's going to watch out for the pirate ships that come along. Battery, pick your poison. Are they going to try to poison someone again? Watch your cups and your glasses, folks, because you just don't know. Now you see it, now you don't, with the Loch Ness Monster. Did you just see what you thought you saw? Did you just taste something in your water that you weren't really sure that you were really tasting what you were tasting in your water? Was it a little gritty? I know my water's been gritty, and I'm like, that's weird. And my mind is saying, you know what? That's not, yeah, it might be gritty, but come on, someone's not going to do something like that. Well, sure enough, I'm tired. I've got a little bird. A little birdie told me what happened. Could be someone's sidekick. Could be somebody's name. The male version of the word name Robin is Robert. Rob, Bob. Could have something to do with the spring. We've got ghosts and ghouls, somebody's family. Maybe it was somebody's best friend and their family. Now they're being haunted. Who had something to do with this mermaid hearing. Again, with coming back. Someone might be coming back to tell something to somebody. They want to make sure that you heard or they heard it correctly. Maybe they're going to come on a new day, which would be tomorrow. And once you hear it, maybe you can celebrate. The evil eye. Celebrating the evil eye that they were throwing, the brackets, categorizing. Trying to capture someone. It was all trash. They had to throw it away. But they wanted to milk the situation first. Someone heard that you were celebrating, even with all the evil eye. So they made you look like your celebrations or your time of ease was just you being trashy. The milk leaves residue on your mouth. Someone milking a situation. Deer in the headlights. Maybe they tried to seem like somebody's confusion or somebody being startled or somebody not knowing what to do. They exaggerated on that. They added to it. Maybe someone had a theory about the milk cartons. Grace. I'm having a mind blimp. I think I'm a little tired. We've got the number 3. Giving grace, forgiving, offering assistance or help. The number 3, mind, body, and soul, or Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Could also be a third party coming in to ask for grace. We've got the archery card, which is also my Sagittarius card. Someone was a target of this evil eye, the poisoning, and robbing them of the credit that was due to them. We've got the armadillo, protection, self-protection. We've got the tumbleweeds that spreads its seeds after it's already been disconnected from where it grows. So being more fruitful after you've left a situation and not having the need to have to feel like you've got to protect yourself. Act 1, Scene 2. This is trying again. We've got trying again, and then we had trying again at the beginning with the first pancake. They're just going to change it up a little bit. Maybe it's the belief systems. Maybe they need more information on somebody's belief systems. Maybe they just don't understand how those work or what they are. Someone's just going to have to try to get it right. Act 1, Scene 2. Somebody messed up. Someone messed up maybe in trying to protect themselves. Maybe someone messed up in trying to protect a target. Now they have to try it again because maybe their belief systems have changed. They're following in the footsteps of these belief systems. all of a sudden all eyes are on them. Maybe from that forced learning, now they're realizing there's a lot of stuff that they just don't know about. I know for me, there's a lot of stuff I thought I knew, but I did not know. And now little by little, I'm learning more and more about different belief systems and different spiritual, what is the word? Education, knowledge, how it works. I mean, for me, spiritual was going to church, but who knew that it had so many layers and so many different angles and so many different. We've got the universe here. The universe is in control of all of these footsteps that are coming after the belief systems. It's your belief systems that are going to guide you through the universe of the things that you don't know. So if you do find yourself like a deer in the headlights and you're just like sitting there shocked and unable to really move in any direction, you could always count on your taking that, just the baby steps, just taking one small step, and the universe will guide you. Just keep trying. Protect yourself. Keep trying. We've got the number 11 card. One more than being perfect, the 10. The connection between the physical and the spiritual worlds, awakening, divine guidance, call to a higher purpose. Synchronicity, paying attention to your thoughts, looking out into the future, just like we were talking about, just like we were saying. And that's underneath the 3, Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, the mind, body, and soul connection. Could also have something to do with March 11th. Oh, we've got the 6th. I forgot all about that. So it could be June 3rd, June 11th. Area code 311, if there's such a thing. Maybe someone's address is 6311. Could be the 6th house, the 3rd house, or the 11th house. Could have something to do with November, March, or June. One more row. Got upsetting the apple cart. That was their idea, or that was their goal, to upset the apple cart. Something about balance. This is the orchid card. Balance is the gift that came out of all of this activity of upsetting the apple cart. We've got the soda pop. Someone could say the word pop instead of soda. Something super sweet. Maybe someone doesn't believe in drinking soda. Oh, a milk and Pepsi. That was Laverne and Shirley. Where was that? Milwaukee. Maybe it has something to do with Milwaukee. I think that's where this Laverne and Shirley was from. Maybe the values are coming from that area. The belief systems are coming from that, kind of like the Midwest. King Sungi, the plate that when it breaks, it turns to gold. When you glue it back together with the gold plating, it keeps it and makes it stronger. That connection to Source, the Most High, becomes stronger over time. Come into balance after whenever the apple cart gets upset, you come back into balance. That is the gift that explodes or pops, or you can savor those moments of those gifts of balance, because you always come back to balance when something's upsetting. That's the gift. That's what makes you stronger. And in connecting yourself to the Most High and the universe to be able to guide you, to give grace, healing the things that shocked you from any situation from your ancestors, from the bloodline. The jealousy and the poison that they were trying to throw in your direction. They just kept on going with it. They tried to be elusive about it, like it wasn't happening. Like it was just some kind of conspiracy theory. That it wasn't real. So if it's not real, we don't have to explain it. We don't have to talk to it. Or answer to it is what I'm trying to say. We've got the egg, which is in line with the new day. Opportunities. The beginning. We've got the solidus, which is a network. The network. A web address. Maybe it's the beginning of a business opportunity. The beginning of having your own web address or your own website or your own domain. There's a commitment there. Is someone committed to the network? We've got a dolphin. The dolphin's the only mammal that has private time with other dolphins just for the fun of it. They also pass around the pufferfish so they can go to another level. But the dolphins are also very protective. Very keen, very sensitive, very on point. I would say that they're psychic. They're very intelligent animals. We've got a file here. What are we filing? Is it a nail file or are we just filing something? Create. Something is being filed. Something that was created. This is called, I forget what it's called. Toasting. The dog being inside and outside of the covers is called toasting. Being half in or half out, partially covered. Creating comfort. I mean, the dog is obviously very comfortable there. Very trusting too, because he's got his head covered and it's like certain that nobody's going to jump and land on it. Filing a creative comfort. Maybe someone that you used to date in the past is filing something, is creating something in order to provide some kind of comfort. With the tornado. Maybe this is just gonna like just rock your world. Maybe it's gonna be a natural disaster for other people. Which is the way the cookie crumbles. This is going to be a natural disaster for other people after this person goes ahead and creates this comfortable situation for someone they're filing it. For someone that they used to be with. Because otherwise, how could you have a comfortable tornado? You can't. The residue, the tornado residue, what's left from the tornado, someone is actually just still comfortable. Maybe whatever the storyline is, somebody's going to make some kind of creative venture out of it, out of the residue of what's left. And that's going to cause a stir. I have a great storyline if anybody wants to help me write it. I mean, I guess I could have AI write it, but that's no fun. Would be great to collab with somebody and I can tell the story and then I don't know how it would work. I mean, I guess I should just pretend like I'm telling somebody and actually just videotape it or audio tape it just so it's done. What was the main card? The middle card is this milk carton, folks. The missing pieces, the stuff in the trash, the stuff that was shocking, the missing people. Upsetting the apple cart. This mermaid doesn't want us to upset the apple cart. Credit where it's due, poverty, and the network. The network is going into poverty. Or perhaps the credit needs to be given to the network because the network is what was putting other people in poverty after people disappeared. And the mermaid came along and upset the apple cart. Sorry, not sorry. Creating comfort. File. Did someone just go out? They just got married? Maybe someone filed a marriage certificate with someone that they were kind of in a casual situation with in order to create comfort for themselves, which ended up causing a tornado for somebody else because of what was left behind. What was left behind? It could be an inheritance. All right, guys. This is like the same story, same song, dance. That's all over the net. We've got Colts and Covens, inspiration, noise, cry upside down, so someone's not crying, karmic. Don't cry. The karmic what? Illusions. It's not under any illusions. The karmic wants other people to be under illusions, and the karmic is not under any illusions. The karmic can't play the victim card. Divination, they're not using divination. Maybe someone can't put any kind of pull the wool over anyone's eyes and say someone else is using divination and trying to create the narrative on what divination even means. Because remember in the very beginning we had the school bus and someone was taking the bus in order to get educated on something. So maybe they're getting educated, as I said, on divination and spiritual practices and other different belief systems and what they actually mean instead of just being told what they mean. Doing the research on their own. Why? Because it's the smartest thing to do. Could be a first, middle, or last initial, and it also could be a word that starts with Y. We have the letter J coming out, first, middle, or last initial, or a word that starts with J. Person's name could be J. I knew someone in high school whose name was J, and he was not very nice to me growing up, nor was he nice to me when I decided to give him an opportunity while we were adults, and I went on a date with him, and he still wasn't very nice to me. He was a little bit of a peacock. I mean, what else do you expect from someone on a football team, right? High school was hard. I didn't understand what was going on. Anomaly, I honestly thought it was just the difficult or the messed up things that would happen in high school. I just figured they were an anomaly because I was just like, who even acts like this? Why is it even necessary? I was not treated very nicely in high school. I was junior high wasn't great either. Someone locked me in their house. A boy locked me in their house and chased me around their house, and I was really scared. And it was all because I didn't want to kiss the boy. I was there as a sidekick with my friend who was dating somebody, or I don't know, I guess she was interested in him. I don't know. But the one that I had to sit with was just a person I thought could be friends with. And he chased me around the house because I didn't want to kiss him. So that was junior high. And that's the same person that I was talking about who is friends with someone I recently dated, probably in the last, gosh, how many years has it been now? Almost 6 years ago, the one that put something in my water. I think that I know actually that they're friends. So, who's to say what he might have said to him when they talked about, oh, this girl I'm dating? You know how those conversations go. So he probably told a bunch of lies, all because I didn't want to kiss him. I mean, you can't help whether you feel it or not, right? In junior high, I wasn't really into that. It was a little too soon for me. I think the only other time I had kissed somebody was when I was in elementary school, and that was just, my first best friend. So, anywho, enough about me. In case you didn't know, these are my cards that I've created. Some of them, as you can see, just have words. Some are not colored. Some are researched. Some are not. I do have other channels if you're interested. I would like to be able to have the subscriptions go higher so I could go live on those, just because it's a lot easier as far as dealing with my phone. One is called Awakening the Awakening Seers. Awakening the Artistic Seers Asks. So it's the same title, but it has asks on it. And then the other one is the Saged Messenger, or a Saged Messenger, actually. And I use other cards from other copywritten material. So I use those on that other channel. This one's just designated for the ones that I had made. And I do have other channels, but I mean, I think they're listed in the description as well. With that being said, I am fading fast. I appreciate it if you're still here. Thank you so much. I hope you had a wonderful holiday yesterday. I hope you make it a great day whenever you watch this. Take care and stay hydrated, right?